Hey gang, and welcome. I'm looking forward to actually catching up with you face to face really soon, and before we get together there's some things that I need you to have a look at. So as you know, we're looking at our Smart Golf program, and this is the first part of our Smart Golf program. So first thing is that we're looking at chapter 2, which is on preparation. So you need to do a little bit of reading for that, and what we're really going to be trying to do is identify what your plan is. So first thing you need to do is to grab your book and then to look at chapter 2 from the book. So that's this chapter here on preparation, and as you read it, I'd really like you to be an active reader. It starts on page 33, goes through to page 55, so not a lot of reading there. And what I'd really like you to do, as I said, is to be an active reader. Grab a pen, and as you go through it, just write on your copy, write comments, questions, things you agree with, things you disagree with, because that's all part of what we'll be discussing when we get together for our team day. So before you come along, and after you've read the chapter, I need you to do a little bit of preparation for the preparation day. And so the first thing that I really want you to do is to be able to come up with your ideal stretching routine. And so as I discuss in the book, there's a warm-up phase prior to your playing, which you all know about. And what I'd like you to do is to actually document what is your ideal warm-up routine, to have it written down. I do these sort of stretches, I do this sort of stuff as part of my warm-up, my physical warm-up. Then I go, so I go for a walk, and then I'll maybe walk around the first couple of holes, and then I go in and do my stretching routine. The main thing is that I want you to have it written down. If you've got any questions about your stretching routine or what should be in it, what shouldn't be in it, then give Matt a call and ask him about it. So that's the first thing, that after reading the book you'll understand what I'm talking about, but I need you to come up to our team day with your stretching routine. Next thing is it talks about two aspects of orientation, and what they're really talking about here is part of your game warm-up. So what's your ideal long game warm-up? And so again, what I want you to do is to write down, here is my ideal routine. So if I was going out to play the US Open tomorrow, this is what I'd do. So what clubs would you like to hit? What shapes would you like to practice? What technique work would you like to do? What targets are you going to use? How are you going to incorporate your pre-shot routine into your practice? So again, when you read the book, you'll understand their approach, and I want to see, well, what's your take on that? So have your long game orientation documented. The same with your short game. Again, what would you do in warming up your short game? So if you're chipping, for your pitching, what clubs are you going to hit, what lengths are you going to hit to, what targets are you going to go at, and then also what are you going to do as far as your putting's concerned. What sort of distances are you going to putt from, how many are you going to putt, and then again, how are you incorporating your pre-shot routine into it. So again, I want that written down as well. And then in the book they actually put down some questions that they encourage you to ask yourself to help you to start to get focused. So these questions are on page 43, and what they talk about is they ask you to start to consider things that are going to get you oriented and focused to playing well. So how will the weather affect the first few holes? What's the wind doing? How variable are holes? What's the course conditions like? And you can read them all there. And I guess my tip in all of this is to make it really specific for you, is to get you to start to think about times when you typically get caught out in the first few holes, and you make those sort of stupid mistakes that in hindsight you look at and go, oh gee, I shouldn't have done that. So again, when you're documenting your list of questions that are going to help you to get focused, then I want you to think about those sort of times when you get caught out, and think about what do you need to consider to make sure that that doesn't happen. So that's written down. And then the last thing, which is really quite easy, is that they talk about you need a 5-minute version of this. So what's the short version, of your warm-up, of your long and short game orientation, and your focusing questions? And then so just pick a couple that you think are essential out of what you've already done, and list those down. So what you need to do before we meet in the not too distant future is to create a document that contains your stretching plan. So the names of the stretches, what you're going to do, how many, how long, how often, what you're going to do in terms of long game and short game orientation, and what are some of the questions that you're going to ask yourself, and then what's the mini version of that. So before the actual day, which is next Friday, Friday the 7th of August, I need you to email your document containing these 5 things to Glenn, and also CC it to me at the martinswiss@gmail address, and that way we'll have those, we'll be able to review those, and then when we meet on the 7th of August, then that's what we're going to discuss, and we're going to talk about it, review it, answer questions, discuss it, and that's what needs to happen. So we don't have a lot of time, so get busy and get stuck into it, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks, bye now.